Hello, this is Pot. This script I will talk about how we're going to transform the 2D animation into the 3D environment in After Effects and set up all the scene from 2D into 3D. On this example, we have a few keyframe animation from previous Illustrator file, and when you press play, you can see different layer moving in different speed. For example, like the background cloud is going as from right to left as the slowest speed, and the cloud from the front is going quite fast speed, but the balloon is going from right to left at the fastest speed. Uh-huh. So you can see this is like a 2D animation on that part. So now I like to duplicate this version and going to make a 3D version of that. So I copy the balloon and then I press the balloon from balloon 1 to balloon 3D. So I'm going to rename this composition into balloon 3D. Okay. So now I'm going to go to the balloon 3D and activate all the 3D layer. Okay. Now I activate all 3D layer and then I go to layer, new, and new camera. Okay, and I'm going to use the camera A, name camera as camera A. Okay, we're going to use as a default 50 millimeter and two node camera. All right. Okay, so now this is 2D and then we extend it to 3D, right? If you look at the view, custom view one, right? So okay, let's take a look. So what you see, right, the whole scene was set in flat right now. Okay, so my plan is I'm going to move a few layer to the forward the camera and a few layer back to the camera. So based on the layer I have, okay, let's take a look. Let's go back to the camera A view and then I'm going to turn on the two view horizontal. So right now if you look from the top view, you see only one panel right there. So what I like to do, I like to move the crowd, okay, which is from the front here. Okay, so what I'm doing, right, I just leave the animation the way it is. Okay, if I look at the animation, so you can see the animation from, okay, let's take a look at the animation. So you can see the animation from previous composition, right? Now I'm going to turn this into rearrange that part. So I'm going to move the crowd on the z-axis toward the camera. Okay, so when I move toward the camera, you can see if I move toward the camera, so I can I can see that part right here, right? Okay, so I'm going to move a bit right there, just leave it in that area, and then I'm going to select the crown on the second one and then I'm going to move it also toward the camera a bit. All right. Okay, something like that. And then the next one is going to be my balloon. Okay, so my balloon, I'm going to move it backward, yeah, a bit farther. Okay, so you can see the right, you can see right now all of them have the z-axis and have two keyframes. So right now if I move, right, you're going to see it's like the crowd was moving forward as well. and the balloon also moving forward. So that means right now I have two keyframes. So what I'm going to do, right? Let me delete all the keyframes first. Okay. So okay, let me go to the crowd and then I go to the position. Right. Okay. Let's delete all the keyframes. Right. So what I did, I just turned on and off the stopwatch, so the keyframe will be gone. And the pagoda, I didn't touch anything about pagoda, but I do touch the back cow, right? Okay, so now let me check again. So there's no animation anymore. Okay, now I'm going to reconstruct this into a 3D space. So let me move the crowd from the front. The reason I have to turn off the keyframe, remove all the keyframe, because I don't want to set the movement twice, because I set the keyframe from the beginning to and the end, right? But right now I'm going to rearrange the crowd, right? So if I still have the keyframe, that means I have to do it at the beginning, also at the end. So now I just do at the beginning from the crown number 1 and the crown number 2. Okay, let's see, move it forward. Right, okay. And then I'm going to move the balloon, right? Okay, let me move the balloon backward. Okay, so I'm going to move really far back. Right now you not see the balloon because I move it behind the sky. Okay, let me move the sky, okay, let me move the sky all the way back. Okay, let's see. Okay, so now I move the sky really far. Okay, really far away. Okay, so you can see the sky is just go very far away, right? And I will need to enlarge it later. Okay, anyway, and also I will need to work with the clouds. So I will move the crowd also far away too. Okay, maybe it's not as far as the sky. Okay, so I will need to maybe make it a bit bigger or a bit backward. Yeah, something like that. Okay, and then my pagoda. Okay, I have 3 pagoda, and the last one, the smallest one, right? I'm going to push it really far too. Okay, so all the way right there. Okay, and maybe the crowd it should be behind the pagoda. Right, okay, something like that. I'm going to deal with the side later. And then I have another pagoda number 2. So this pagoda I'm going to move it maybe right in the front, in the same level of the balloon, or a bit back of the balloon. Okay, and then the third one I'm going to move it a bit more. Okay, and then for the front pagoda I'm going to move it right here. Okay, so now you see a few problems happening here, right? The foreground cloud you not see it anymore. Okay, and the background, the sky. Okay, let's see the sky. You have the sky right here, and the problem is it's a bit become very small. So I'm going to make it bigger. So I hold down my shift key and drag it, make it bigger, much bigger. And then I'm going to throw this away, make it even farther. Okay, okay, now if you look at it, right, you can see the cloud, the sky really far away. Okay, really far away, compared to my scene right here. that is the sky. Okay, and then the cloud. Okay, the cloud should be far away as well, but okay, let's see the cloud. All right, and it's going to be much bigger, so I'm going to enlarge the cloud, make it huge. Okay, make it huge. Okay, make it huge, and then maybe move it up a bit. Yeah. Okay, so now you can see everything is all spread out in different layer. So if you look at the custom view, okay, let me go back to the view one and then look at the custom view. So what you're going to see now, you're going to see different layer line up in different space. Okay, so now let's take a look. Okay, and into horizontal view. Right now, I need to rearrange the horizon. Okay, the horizon, the landscape, right? So I'm going to create something on here which is not appear before. So I'm going to create a piece of land, right? Maybe a green land, something like that. So I'm going to create, or I will need to move the pagoda lower. Okay, so let me move the pagoda on the y-axis to be lower, right? Okay, and then I need to move the cloud a bit higher. So now I need to change the view instead of top view, so maybe I use the right view instead. Okay, all right, this way I can see it from the side. Okay, let's see, where is it? Okay. All right. Okay, so now I have that crowd font, right, and the one right here. Okay, let's move it up a bit. Okay, now everything look good, right? So now I have to play with the depth of field, right? Because one of the benefit of the 3D camera is the depth of field. So I'm going to just move the pagoda down a bit, right? And some is up a bit. Okay. Now, okay, let's see. I go to the camera, and then I look at my camera, and then on the aperture, right now is 25 pixel, so I'm going to make about 1000 pixel, so it's going to create more realistic look. And right now what you see, right, the crowd in the front is totally out of focus, and the crowd in the back not so bad, right? But the balloon is kind of off focus, and also the crowd is a bit sharper. So what I need to do, right, I need to adjust the the focus distance. So to move the focus distance backward a bit. Okay, and now I need to select the balloon. So I select the balloon right here. Okay, so this is the focus distance that I like to focus on. So this means I have to go to the focus distance and try to match the focus distance to the layer of the balloon, which is right there. Okay, so now what you see, right, you can see the crowd over there, right, on the back. Maybe I need to push it back a bit more. Okay, let's see. The next step of the balloon is the one of the pagoda. Okay, the small pagoda. So I may need to enlarge that pagoda, make it bigger. Okay, the first one is already big. and then the second one. The second pagoda is very close to the balloon, so I'm going to make it even bigger, right? Okay, something like that. And then the last pagoda, which is far away, so I make it big too. Okay, so now you see different level of the scene, and you can see the scene, right? And one thing that maybe I like to do with the crowd on the background. So I have the crowd on the background right here, okay, the background. So on this crowd here, you can see it's quite back, and also compared to the sky, which is okay, which is farther, right? So you want the crowd from the back that move backward, okay, and then you probably need to make it bigger. All right, and then I'm going to move it down a bit, something like that. Okay, so you can see the crowd is cut back, but what I like to play around with the crowd on back here, I like to rotate that, and my rotation, I want to rotate on the x-axis. So you can see I select the crowd right now, and I'm going to rotate on the x-axis. So when you see the crowd a bit, right, I adjust the crowd. It's like, you know, forward my camera a bit like that, right? And I move it up for position. Okay. So because the Earth, right, is supposed to be round, right? The planet should be round shape. So that way the cloud is more going to be a bit, you know, have illusion on that. Okay, now I'm going to make animation out of that. Let me save. So the idea is the crowd from the front, it should moving faster. So I go to the front, right? And then I like to move it faster. Okay, so I like to move it forward. So I press P in the beginning and start record the keyframe, and then I'm going to move it a bit, yeah, to the size. All right, something like that. Okay, and then maybe a bit lower, so I can see, you know, I can use some of the, because no such thing is very smooth, right? No such thing is smooth, so I just make this crowd a bit approaching in like that, right? And then another crowd, I want to move it out, so that one, okay, and okay, let me move it right there at the beginning, and then okay, let me position that, and then I want to move it out to the size that, okay. Now you can see it's going to move it like slowly. All right. And to be more realistic, right, you can also play with the opacity. For example, like on the beginning, maybe you can set the opacity of each cloud to 50%. So I just T, and then I make the transparency 50, okay? And then on the another cloud here, T, and then I change it to 50 as well, right? Okay, So now you can see it's just like a smoke moving in and out, something like that, right? Okay. And then on the cloud from the back, it should moving slower. So you select the cloud from the back, right? And then you position it, and then activate the keyframe. Then you're going to move it slowly to the left, right? Something like that, right? Okay, so you can see it's moving real slow. Okay, almost not moving at all. Okay, and then what else you want to move? Okay, what else I want to move? Of course, the balloon, right? Okay, let's see where's my balloon. I go to the balloon layer and then press P and activate the stopwatch, right? And then I can make the balloon moving from left, right, to right. So the balloon should go faster. Okay, and see how this balloon go. All right. Okay, and maybe you can make the balloon a bit, doesn't go as smooth as, so the balloon is just, like go with the wind, right? Okay, so now let's see. Right, so you can see the balloon is moving very fast. Okay, so now that should give you the idea of, um, construct the scene from 2D into 3D, and then you save it